It's Sky, back again, once again, because I am the best there is, the best there ever is, and the best there ever has been. We're going over my ice berries today. These things are amazing. I know it's a fucking meme, has been a meme for years. However, this, because of the structure deck, is able to set up extremely nutty boards of like 3 to 4 Omni Negates, 3+ hand rip, and recovery that is outmatched by anything. This deck is not even in the rogue category because no one plays it, but in the right hands, this can take down meta. I've got a top of it in several other like online tournaments. I've done extravaganzas, I've done Logan JYA's GG for freeze, I've done fucking Imperials tournaments with this for remote duels, and this variant of the deck works. So we're going to go into my main deck now. My main deck is consistent of 32 monsters and 8 spell cards. Going on to the main starter of the Ice Bears is Revealer. Revealer's cool. It's a level 4 water spellcaster that you can pitch a card, summon an Ice Bear tuner, and then if she's in the graveyard, you can banish her as the cost for an Ice Bear effect. What's cool about her is that she enables the Atlantean engine to fire off and enables them to go off. So we play her as the normal summon, and she's the one you want to see as much as possible, because she facilitates one of the better engines we have in the deck. And I call this her partner in crime, is the 3 copies of Speaker. So Speaker, if you control an Ice Bearer, just like summons herself onto the field. And why I call her Revealer's partner in crime is because her plus Revealer makes a Shark and Toad. So you can use Revealer effect, get your tuner, make Shark, make Toad. Detach the Speaker off of the Toad, off of the Shark to summon Toad. Speaker will then use her Graveyard effect to banish herself, make a token, then token plus tuner makes Hulk, and you can Hulk a combo off of that. Now, we have 3 Ash Blossoms here just to kind of separate the Ice Bearer engine from the rest of the engine. So, Ash is Ash. It's the better hand trap, but I really don't think hand traps like Ash is going to be important. This format, however, Dragon Link making a huge resurgence, it may be better. It's probably going to come back because of Dragon Link, actually. The Atlantean package, 3 copies of Atlantean Dragoon. Dragoon is here because of Revealer. So the basic combo, these 2 alone ends on 3 hand rips plus 2 Omni Negates. Being Revealer, Revealer pitch Dragoons, Dragoons gets a search. You want to summon a Geomancer, a Geomancer, the Ice Bear off a Revealer. Dragoon's going to search Neptibus. Geomancer pitches Neptibus to bring back Dragoon. Then from there you can do Shark and Toad. Use the Toad. Detach the Dragoons off the Shark to get another search, which is Lapis Dragon. Lapis Dragon plus Shark makes Anemone. Anemone brings back Nep. Nep then goes pitch Dragoon to add Dragoon. Then you're going to add Moonling Glacier. You got your 5 waters off of that. You're going to hand rip for 3 and on a board of at least 2 Toads plus a quick effect Synchro, which you can use to make any 8. So Raptite, Warlord, Savage, you get more negates. Now, this is the secondary win con of the deck to just kind of like make everything function as smoothly as possible. The Frog Package. The Frog Package is because Totally Awesome is the quickest negate to make in this deck because of the amount of level 4s and level 2s we have. The Frog Package enables recovery, so we can keep on spamming out Toads, and it allows for quick access to Synchro Fodder. Just, people remember you can't use Running Toad for your Synchro Fodder. That's something that kind of comes up sometimes, but not really. Mainly you want to use Running to make your Toad, or to link off. But the Frog Package just enables insane recovery plays with this deck. Now, the Ice Bearers kind of have a pseudo-frog, being Prior of the Ice Bear. He's a level 2 Water Aqua, that if you control an Ice Bear, you can spell summon him from the hand, but you can't summon level 5s or higher the rest of the turn. Prior, being a level 2 Aqua, facilitates with the Frog engine, allowing quicker access to the Totally Awesome plays. Another thing that Prior can do is you can sack Prior to summon an Ice Barrier from your graveyard, which, if you're later on in the game, you can start the Revealer Atlantean combo off of that. Prior is a huge recovery point for this deck, and I think anything less than 2 is a mistake. Then we got these 2 1-ups. We got the 1-up for the Frog Package being Poison Draw Frog. because Toad will summon this during your opponent's standby phase. Toad can sack this and you draw a card. And then you got the one of that's needed for the Atlantean combo being Neptibus, which allows the double Dragoon searches off of that, and allows the hand rip. These are absolute bricks. You never want to draw them. You want to search them off the engines, which is why we have them at 1. But you need them in the engines to facilitate the maximum potential of the engines. And now we're just going to go to all the rest of the 1-ups. We got one General Wayne. He's a Cyber Dragon. Quite literally, if your opponent has a monster and you control an Ice Bear, you can just summon him and he searches out Spell Trap. General Wayne can honestly probably cut from the deck, but because he's a level 5 and he's equal and second option, I like to keep him in. Because he does come up with Shooting Riser Dragon, the ability to just lower Shooting Riser by 5 levels. Fishborg Launcher. Launcher is cool. Launcher's a cool health target. Plus, once it hits grave, you can summon again, so you get 2 uses off of the tuner. Geomancer of the Ice Spear. Geomancer is amazing. It's what you want to summon off the Revealer in order to maintain and start off the Atlantean plays. Because Geomancer is going to give you the secondary discard to trigger off the Neptibus. Cryomancer. Cryomancer is in here because it's a level 2 Water Aqua Ice Barrier. It helps make Toad. Moonland Glacia, because it's a water deck and it's Moonland. This facilitates the quickest hand rip. It's super easy to get 5 waters in the graveyard. The Atlantean combo does it exceptionally well, plus it searches out the Moonland Glacia. So because it's searchable being a Sea Serpent, and because it only takes 5 waters, we play it for the hand rip. One Lapis Dragon. Lapis Dragon, if it's added from your deck to your hand, you can just special summon it, so it's here as an extender, and it helps facilitate Hauka plays. Then the other 2 one of Ice Bears being Hexet and Defender. Defender is here because it's a level 3, which facilitates with level modulation plays. Hexet is in here because it can pitch any of your level 3 or lowers and modulate its level by that. So Hexet could start sending like Prior to Grave, bring back Prior to get any Ice Bear you want. Defender's here to be just a level 3 tuner. Defender's not really necessary. Defender could be taken out over something else. I just don't know what's better than Defender at this point. And then for the rest of the deck, we're playing 3 copies of Freezing Chain. Freezing Chain, you can target level 4 lower Ice Bear, bring it back from the graveyard. And if you have 3 Ice Bears on your field, they're immune to your opponent's extra deck cards. The main thing is just the level 4 lower Revival. Then we got 3 copies of Medallion. Medallion is a non-once per turn Rhoda for Ice Bears, so you absolutely play it at 3. Then 2 copies of Winds Over the Ice Barrier. Winds Over the Ice Barrier, you can target any number of Ice Bears you control, so summon from your deck that many level 4 lower Ice Bears with different names. So with this, like even if you don't open up Revealer, because of Winds and Medallion, we have 5 ways to get Revealer in order to facilitate the Ice Barrier combo. I wouldn't play Winds at more than 2, simply because it needs an Ice Barrier on field to be able to proc off. If you don't have an Ice Barrier, you can't proc it off. Extra deck. So for the extra deck, I'm going to hit over the Ice Barriers first. We're going to go Trishula Zero. Trish Zero is the newest of the Trishula and the newest of the Ice Barrier cards. It's pretty much just an upgraded version of the old Trish, to where you can just banish 3 cards your opponent controls and facilitate like that. And if it leaves the field, you get old Trish at 33, which is kind of cool. This doesn't target, which is why it's amazing. It's a level 11, which is easier to make than some people might think. Speaking of Trish, old Trish, because it's Trish, we play it in Ice Barriers. More banishment helps with hand rip. In this deck, you need a level 7 Synchro target, so we are playing Gungnir, Dragon of the Ice Barrier. This is just because it's a level 7. It's a level 7 that is easy to make, and it needs a target. So Gungnir is the best level 7 water monster synchro. For your 6s, 1 Delorean, 1 Brio. Brio is in here because it's Brio. It's a very good synchro monster to make. Delorean is in here because of an interaction with Freezing Chain of the Ice Barrier. So the interaction with Delorean and Freezing Chain is that you can make Delorean, use Delorean to bounce back the Freezing Chain to your hand. You can then go and reactivate the Freezing Chain and get a second use out of your Monster Revival. So the Lord, he's situational, but you have some flex spots in this extra deck. Like, you can totally just take out these two for any other 6s you want. But these are my preferred because utility and combo potential in this. Going on more, we're going to go into what I consider like the Hulk package. So we are playing Hulk because it's Hulk, it's a synchro deck, you kind of need to at this point. But because of Hulk, we are playing a unique set. Crystal Quandak being a level 4 synchro tuner. All of our synchro tuners are going to have the quick effect to synchro on our opponent's turn and proc up advantage like this. Quandak is here because it's a 4, which can help make level 8 synchros. Desert Locust is a 6, but when you Hulk 4, it's going to rip a card out your opponent's hand, which is cool. Help narrow their advantage. And then the best Hulk target is Shooting Riser Dragon. Shooting Riser Dragon is going to send a card from your deck to the graveyard, lower its level by that. So you can force his level to be anything between 7 and 1. Actually, don't think... Actually, you can't make it a 2 in this deck because we don't main deck a 6. But everything besides 2. And by doing that, it enables you to go into either Raptite or Borlo Dragon or any of the Ice Barriers that we mentioned before. Because these 3 are in here, Hulk then becomes any of these, which means your adaptability to what your opponent's doing is faster than any other deck there is. The entire point is to hand rip, set up some negates, and then with Hulk, react to whatever your opponent is doing to play around that scenario and cut them off before they can proc off even higher levels of advantage. One, Cruel Anemone. Cruel Anemone is needed for the Atlantean version of the combo. You summon her, she brings back a water monster 1500. She's what brings back the Neptibus to provide the extra hand rip. And then we're playing 1 shark and 2 toads. We can hard make the toad, so we really don't need the shark. However, the amount of level 4s in this deck, you want to hard make the shark because it provides extra procs off for Atlantean Dragoons. It helps get Speaker into the grave. You want to play the 1 shark, but you can hard make the toads, which I end up doing more than actually 1 shark toad. The side deck can really just be anything you want for the format. I'm still playing with it, but here are just a few cards that are kind of tossing in between, become in and out of the version of the deck, just dependent on what I'm feeling for the matchups. So the reason why these are in here is because the 3rd Run-In Totem is cool in more grindy games. The Aqua Spirit and the 2 Silent Anglers are level 4s that can just generically summon themselves out. So usually these would come in all together to help. If Toad's just the win-all be-all, these 4 will come in. If I need to know that I'm dealing with things that are untargetable, and I just need to be spamming out Trishalas as fast as possible, then these 4 are going to come in. Zujin for the ability to summon itself from the graveyard on low levels. Hexa in order to start spamming out my Ice Bears into the graveyard. The 3rd Winds in order to manipulate the levels I need and some of the Ice Bears I need in order to summon the Trish spam. And 1 Diva in order just to get out Sea Servants like Hexa. So my side deck is only 8 cards, but it's because it's really finely tuned depending on what you need at the moment. So if I know I'm dealing with untargetable, I need Trish spam these 4. If I know that Toad is just the nuts, everything is going to end and rely on Toad, these 4 are going to come in. And that is it. That is Ice Bears, plain and simple. The deck has been played for hundreds of hours and is finally tuned to perfection. Thank you.
Like and subscribe to Metagame. Hit the bell icon.
That shit sharp. Put the light you give yo. Looking up all night you. Put the light you give yo.